Up to this is a special video right here. I just got back from seeing a movie called The Conjuring. It just hit theaters today, and I was tremendously disappointed in the movie. Reasons being because of the incessant push to indoctrinate us with religious beliefs, the emblematizing elements that it also possessed, and just like the biggest thing that stuck out with me, in my opinion, just that constant and never-ending push to inculcate people with religion. It never ceased to stop, and it won't ever stop because there's a war for your mind. But anyways, not trying to banish or banter anyone who has a religious organization that they follow or adhere to. This is just a debunk on the movie called The Conjuring. Anyways, I'm going to keep as concise as possible and to the point. The movie had tremendous amount of elements in regards to religion, such as Jesus Christ on the cross, the whole priest and the Trinity, the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit. Just a lot of elements that kind of sparked your mind, and in particular, that really stuck out to me. What really sold me to make this movie this video was the push of Christianity. Like I said earlier in my video, well, at the end of the movie, not trying to, I'm giving away some points of the movie. So if you want to turn this off now, go ahead. But anyways, at the end of the movie, it had a quote from Ed Warren, who's like the main character in the movie, and pretty much you have a duality that exists, and God and the devil, good and evil, perceivably, and you have to choose. And whatever one you choose, it dictates and controls your destiny. That right there is telling you indirectly that you have to choose between God and the devil. And if you choose the devil, then you're just gonna live a path of monstrosities and terrible things will happen. If you live on the path of the God, then good things will happen to you. You'll go to heaven. But that's a form, in my opinion, of indirect oppression on the mind, because it puts constraints on the mind that you have to choose between God and the devil, and whichever you choose is going to dictate what happens to you in the future. So I didn't really agree with that. A lot of movies always have these elements to steer your mind, and but with that one in particular really was a blatant, like, distraught of subliminal indoctrination, because it caught our subliminals. Because little brother and I was just talking about it, and it's like, yeah, that's definitely a form of subliminal indoctrination, because that's going to stick in your subconscious for a while, because it's at the end of the movie, you're ready to go, and it's like, oh, letters on the screen, let's read it. You read it, and then those two things that stick out is God and the devil. Also, the use of the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit. I mean, that should give you a heads up right there. Where's the woman at? You have to respect the woman, the womb man. You know what I mean? There's a constant push and neglect surrounding the woman. It should be the father, the woman, and the child, because that's a trinity, in my opinion. You can't have the child if you don't have the two male and female bodies copulating. So there's really, why the disparagement of women? That's the problem I have. Also, like I said, they emblematize a lot of like elements in the movie. Jesus on the cross, such as getting consent from the Vatican, and pretty much performing exorcisms, that the only way to extricate someone from any kind out of the grips of any demonic or evil entity, you have to convert. Like in the movie, they said, well, your family, have your children ever been baptized? And he said no. Well, that would kind of hinder the performance of the exorcism, which is telling you indirectly that in order to be safe appropriately, you have to have been baptized. And he also asked him, the guy, well, he told him, he said, well, we're not really a Christian going family or church going family. And he said, well, I suggest you change that. Just telling you on subtle levels that you need to be a Christian or else you won't be saved. That's the problem I have. It's just everywhere you go, there's like a repetition of garbage. And I'm sorry if I offended you, but this is just the utter truth right here. And it's like I read the book 1984 a while back ago, and it's repeating itself right now. I feel like when I went to movies today, in particular, I was indoctrinated, and I had to really remove those remnants of negativity and indoctrination from my mind to get my own perception back. Because a lot of times, if you don't have the strong mind and strong spirit, and having that in correct unison, then you will be totally fragmented from the reality. And you have to be able to differentiate these different perspectives they throw at you. But anyway, I had spoilers in the movie that I just mentioned, so I suggest if you might want to turn this off now, but it's a decent movie if you want to look for different, like if you want to get some information, and you want to stimulate the mind, and it has you thinking a little bit on just life in general, in my opinion. It makes you think about external entities. Do they exist? Do they not? That I'll leave that up to you guys. But that's all I have for you guys, and I'll see you guys later. Peace.